Welcome class 9. In today's video we are going to learn about the thermal expansion, which is a topic from the chapter Heat and Energy. We know that every object expands on heating. So the expansion of a substance on heating is called the thermal expansion of that substance. If the increase is in the length, then it's called the linear expansion. If the increase takes place in area, then it's called the superficial expansion. And if the increase takes place in volume, then it's called the cubical expansion. The liquids and gases have only cubical expansion because they occupy the entire volume if kept in a particular vessel or in a particular container. So the liquids and gases have only cubical expansion. Liquids expand more than solids and gases expand more than liquids. So this means that the gases expands the most, then comes the liquids, then the solids. If we take any object and if we try to increase its temperature, then its volume also increases or it expands. Similarly, if we try to decrease the temperature, then its volume will also decrease. But in some cases, we will find out that the temperature on decreasing, the volume keeps expanding. So this behavior is called the anomalous expansion. Now let's see what is anomalous expansion of water. On heating, every substance expands and on cooling they contract. Water also contracts on cooling if it is cooled at the temperature above 4 degrees Celsius. But on further cooling, below 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius, it expands. It is supposed to contract, but it expands at the range of 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius. This anomalous behavior of expansion of water is known as anomalous expansion of water. So we define this as the expansion of water when it is cooled from 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius is known as anomalous expansion of water. Now we'll learn about the graphical representation of the anomalous behavior. Let's see the graph. Down there in x-axis, we can see it's marked with temperature, and on y-axis, it is marked with the volume. So this is the variation in volume with temperature. The volume first decreases. As you see, the volume decreases from 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, and then it increases on further heating from 4 degrees Celsius. The volume of water is minimum at 4 degrees Celsius, which is 1.00 centimeter cube for 1 gram of water, or we can say it's 1000 centimeter cube for 1 kg of water. Next, we see the graph for the density which varies with the temperature. So the temperature is marked on x-axis, and on y-axis it's marked with the increasing density of water. So when water is heated from 0 degrees Celsius, the density of water first increases. As you see the graph going up, it shows that it's the increase up to 4 degrees Celsius, and then on further heating it decreases above 4 degrees Celsius. Now the density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 1 gram centimeter per centimeter cube. Hope's experiment. In this experiment, Hope's apparatus is taken, which is actually a metallic cylinder where there are two thermometers placed, T1 and T2. One thermometer is placed at the top and the second one is placed at the bottom. So this portion is called the freezing mixture. The freezing mixture of ice and salt is placed out here so that it can produce some low temperatures. And from the top, the water is put down, and this water, which will pass through the cylinder after getting cooled down by the freezing mixture, reaches down at the bottom of the apparatus. So here the reading of the two thermometers are observed. Initially, both the thermometers will show the same temperature. The temperature they will show will be the room temperature. Then slowly the recorded temperature by thermometer T2 will start decreasing, and finally it will become steady at 4 degrees Celsius. And the thermometer T1 will remain almost unchanged during this time. When the temperature is recorded by thermometer T2 remains fixed at 4 degrees Celsius, the thermometer T1 will start showing continuous fall, and it reaches 0 degrees Celsius, and then it does not fall further. So finally, when both the thermometers are observed, T1 will show 0 degrees Celsius and T2 will show 4 degrees Celsius fixed. So when the graph of this experiment is taken, then we'll observe that the blue line shows the thermometer reading of T2, and T1, the red line, shows the thermometer reading of T1. So at room temperature, you can see the red curve which goes from the room temperature downwards as the time passes by, and the curve T2 shows that the curve falls down rapidly and then it remains fixed at 4 degrees Celsius. So this proves that at 4 degrees Celsius the water becomes the density of the water becomes the maximum and it reaches down at the bottom of the container, while at 0 degrees Celsius water which has less density remains at the top of the container. So this is what Hope's experiment demonstrates, and it demonstrates perfectly the anomalous expansion of water. The consequences of anomalous expansion of water. So the first consequence of this behavior is that it helps in preserving aquatic life during very cold weather. So look at the picture over there. When it is sunny day, the temperature down there is low at the bottom of the water, and when the water is very cold, when the day is very cold, the water at the surface is at 0 degrees Celsius, which becomes ice, and gradually below the surface the water is at higher temperatures, that is from 1 degree to up to 4 degrees Celsius. And 4 degrees Celsius, since being the densest of all, remains at the bottom, and it will not freeze as ice, and it supports the marine life. Next is the anomalous expansion of water is responsible for the burst of water pipes, and also it causes destruction of crops during very cold nights. This is again because when water starts freezing, it has to pass through 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius. And when it is at 4 degrees Celsius, it becomes the densest. So water in pipe expands and it exerts large pressure on the pipes, which cause them to burst. Even plants uh, during the cold weathers, they also die for the same reason as the capillaries inside the body burst because of water which reaches below 4 degrees Celsius and also expands. So because of these anomalous expansion of water, the consequences are the two very important ones. So with this we come to an end of the video. Uh, if there is any doubt or if there is any problem, just let me know through the mails. Thank you.